Guys, I gotta show you a frog.
Hello, everybody.
Where's the frog? Can you see it? Is he in the camera?
I can't see. I think you can see him.
He's so cute. Oh my god! Look, okay, my favorite thing, frogs. Hey guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energy reading for Friday, August 14th, and we have a new moon in Leo. So let's talk about that because, okay, so when energy switches into a new source of energy, I like to look at the moment that it switches when it's at 0.0 degrees, and I like to give an energy reading from that point because I think as the energy moves through and it becomes a mature energy, I think it's that starting point is where we actually start to manifest energy from. It's like our launch point. So let's talk about today. So we have the sun in Leo and we have the moon in Leo, both at 21 degrees. Okay, so that's a very old energy. That's a very mature energy. So I think what we're dealing with is something that we already know we need to do. It is something that we are being challenged in. I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying that it's not difficult for us to face this new beginning. All of us have been working through something and have been ending or closing a particular door in our lives in a certain area. God knows Saturn and Scorpio has been drilling that home to us that there is an ending, there is a closed door, there is a death in a certain area for it to bring a rebirth in another area. So I don't think it's anything that's totally new to us. It's not shocking. It's not terrible. It's not to say that when you start new beginnings, it's not scary. It is very scary to take yourself from one point and take yourself to another point. I want to be frank about that. It's not always easy to do. And it's not always easy to face that you need to have a new beginning start in your life. That's definitely not easy to face. And so I think what you may find today is that you're being faced with this new beginning, but that it's scary. It's invoking fear. It's invoking the fact that if you make that change, you move away from something from your past. And that can be very scary if some of you are stuck in your past, stuck, connected to somebody, stuck, connected to an old pattern, stuck, connected to a way of thinking that has, put another way, some people get really comfortable in dysfunction. Their dysfunction becomes normal. And you see this with people who have been in abusive relationships. People who have been in abusive relationships, the abnormal becomes normal. So when they have to eventually leave over when it peaks, when it gets so bad that they can't stay there, then I think what some people experience is that feeling of, I have got to start over. Start over is one of the scariest feelings. And it's funny, it should be motivating, it should be stimulating, it should be, I no longer have to live that way, I get to make a different choice, and my choice is this, and it should be something motivating, but it's not, because you almost would much rather have that energy that's destructive and not happy and takes away your personal power versus a new beginning that could give you all of those things immediately. What we think of as immediate gratification is going back to the source that took away our power because that's familiar. But what actually is the new beginning in your heart, in your creative endeavors, in love and romance, is a new beginning in a new direction. That's a new beginning. And that's very painful. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to go off and leave somebody else to have a new beginning. It could mean that the old way that you were in that relationship, in that person, in your past patterns with that person, or the way that you think of relationships, that past pattern of being self-indulgent in relationships, doesn't serve you anymore. You know it. If Saturn showed you that if you were self-indulgent in relationships, that there's a pattern now. You know it. I'm not even going to discuss it with you guys anymore. You know the area you need to change. I'm not going to go over it. But it is so scary, and I know this. I have changed my life. I'm 45 now. I've changed my life significantly multiple times, and I know I'm not going to play Pollyanna. I know that it is scary as hell to go out there and to embark on something new, to embark on a new way of thinking, to embark on, like that way of like putting yourself out there in a creative endeavor, to express yourself through art is very naked. It's I know that when my dad wanted me to become an artist and really pushed it, and I was a very good artist, I know that it made me mad, because it's like, well, that is me naked. My art is naked. This is naked. Full disclosure, is naked. But I'm finding that being authentic, living in your truth, drawing people in to a world that is very revealing, in turn helps them see things in themselves that they need to do to get that same exhilarating feeling. It's exhilarating to be in nature for me. It's exhilarating to talk about psychological processes. It's exhilarating to talk about new beginnings for me. These are things that I need to do for you. It's why I was put here. It's my authentic purpose. And I don't think I always knew that, or I think I always knew that. People have always sought me out for this guidance, and even my astrological guidance, but I don't think I thought of it as a purpose as I do right now. And it wasn't until I lost everything, it wasn't until I had to start a new beginning in an area where I didn't have anything left, that I needed to live this way. The energy in this new moon is very interesting. Because we have Saturn squaring. So again, it's taking your sun, your authentic purpose, your core, your self-resilience, your self-confidence, and it's pulling it into a negative vibration. So it's humbling it a little. It's taking your emotional well-being, your emotional confidence, your emotional assertion, your emotional need to follow your heart, and it's pulling it down into a lower vibration. It's taking things from your past and relationships from your past, and it's compiling all of this information, and it's showing you ways that either you weren't a very good partner, or that partner wasn't very good to you, and it's bringing it forth, and it's pulling it into a lower vibration. It's squaring off with that. And then it's also taking Jupiter and expanding every single one of these energies, and it's expanding that thought process, and it's expanding you in a way analytically, and it's allowing that expansive thought to really calculate all of this information. And you're like a little computer today. You can't get out of your brain, and that's okay, because that's where we want to be. Anytime that you get in your brain and you dive deep in areas of like the deepest, darkest parts of your brain, it's where all your fear lies. It's pulling it all into the lower vibration. So fear is really pushing forward for some of you, for many of you today. It is through that fear of not wanting to live like a victim anymore, not wanting to live in a state of not getting what your heart desires, It's through that the new beginning can start and flourish. And that's when you feel this Saturn in Scorpio energy trining Mars and Leo. That's when passion comes out. That's when the warrior planet comes out and says, I will no longer live this way. I will no longer let energy pull me down. I won't become the lower vibration of energy. I want to be the higher vibration of energy. So you'll start to plant a bunch of seeds in your emotional well-being, in heart-based energies, in creative endeavors, in financial endeavors that will want to flourish and want to give you something in return. So that's when you see a lot of passion come back. Let's talk about your 10th house, because today, at the exact moment when the energy switches, there is a lot of activity in your career, life, path, destiny. And I'm going to preach this till I preach it no more. I can't tell you that you don't understand your personal power. You don't understand your resilience. You don't understand who you are and authentically what you're supposed to be until you understand your career, life, path, destiny. You don't get it. Now, this energy is going to be in Gemini, and it's in opposition with Scorpio, with Saturn and Scorpio. So we're talking about how we sell ourselves, how we appear to others. You know, I think the hardest thing for many of us to face is the facade that we create, the illusion that we create, the way that we sell ourselves is not altogether what we are. You know, I would love to say that I am just rah cheerleader all the time. I'm resilient no matter what energy. I stay in higher energy. That would be a freaking lie, and I'm not a liar. So there are times when my past patterns, when my familiar energies get the best of me and I fall into lower vibrations, just like everybody else. I want you to know that. So don't think that I don't struggle with that. And that's when Saturn comes in, gives me a little karmic lesson, and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Saturn is direct. It doesn't got time for pulling you back into the past no more. You've learned all you're going to learn from the past. If you haven't learned from the past, then that is your freaking problem. And you know what? That is ego-based. That's ego-based. That's not Saturn's problem, and that's not anybody's problem. That's you fighting against your ego, fighting against your need to keep everything familiar so that you don't have to make a change in your life, and that is really cowardly. You're being a coward. Move forward. Move up. Ascend. And start new beginnings, because that's all we can do. You know, that's all we can do. It doesn't mean that the past can't be rectified. It can. It can. It can only be changed through progressive movement, through new beginnings, through following your passions, through following your heart, through living authentically. And in turn, you attract all of this authentic people to your lives, and then you have healthy lifestyles, and you manifest change in your life. I want to say that if you are living authentic, you are going to have some lower vibration and energy today. If you are trying to portray yourself as something that's amazing and wonderful, and you're a guru, you're a leader, you are a spiritual healer, if you are any of those things, if you are a person that, you know, you portray yourself as this victim all the time, and that you're just a victim of circumstance, and that, you know, everything happens to you and you didn't bring any of it on yourself. I mean, get real. Get real with yourself, because if you don't, you are going to fall into Neptune squares. You are going to fall into a really, really bad energy, and that is, you're going to start to escape. You're going to start to fall into past patterns. You're not going to learn anything from all of this stupid BS of all the Pluto-Uranus squares and all the Saturn stuff. I mean, good God, guys, do you really want to be a person who didn't learn? Do you really want to learn these lessons through time and through more painstaking endeavors that come into your life? And do you want to go through more karmic lessons? I mean, really? Like, I'm not. I'm learning. I took notes. I turned in all my homework. And you know what? I am an avid student of change and progression, and I am not falling into past patterns. And I'm not saying that those aren't predisposed wiring. They are my predisposed wiring. They are not inevitably who the hell I'm going to be a week from now, a month from now, 6 months from now. I refuse to fall. I'm a warrior. I don't got time for falling. I may fall on my ass, and then I pull myself back up, and I walk with a wound. Screw that. Too big of a survivor. So today, I think the only way that you're going to survive, the only way that you're going to plant new seeds, and you're going to have new beginnings, is if you take this Gemini energy that is in your 10th house, your career, your life past destiny, and you allow that air to fill you up on the inside, and it creates a fire. It creates a burning fire in you. It creates this new moon in Leo, right? And it invokes your heart desire. It lights a flame inside of you that you have not seen before, and that you deserve more. You deserve passion. You deserve romance. You deserve love. You deserve unconditional love. You deserve to feel romantic again. You deserve to have somebody fill you up again. You know what? It's easy for us to say that we don't deserve because of what we did in our past. Our past is our past. We fucked up. We did. Everybody does it. At some point in our life, everybody does it. We mess up. And then we progress and we move forward and we change all of that, and we find a way to survive yet another life lesson. If we do this, if we are in a different mindset, so I've given you all the negative ways that this energy can impact us. We have the sun in Leo, and we have the moon in Leo, still both in 20 degrees, 21 degrees, and then we have Venus in Leo in 23 degrees. All of these guys are working together. They are trining Uranus and Aries. That means unexpected power. That means there is a fire that is lit from within to prevail, to move forward, to be self-sufficient, to be self-assertive, to be self-confident. And there is a fire that brews within us that has the emotional capacity and the authentic capacity, our core capacity, to rise above these energies and prevail and move forward. If you ever meet an Aries energy in the higher aspect of the energy, it's resilient as hell. It's so amazing to watch an Aries when they are in a very, very positive part of their energy, because they're the warriors that get back up. It doesn't matter if they have 3 shots in them and they're bleeding out. They're going to still take down that person that they need to take down to win the war. That's Aries energy. So you got that today. It can be easy. It can be seamless. It can be no work to have this energy. It can make you also just relax in this day and not do anything about it, because this day is going to go so, you're not going to feel much in this day. If you train out this energy and you don't take advantage of this energy, then it could just be energy that just is like, I don't feel anything different in today. Today is just easy. I had a pretty good day. Nothing really eventful happened. I really want you to just think about fulfilling yourself. Like, if you had your dreams, if you had something that you wanted today, if you could plant a seed and have it actually manifest and grow in your life, like, what would that energy be? And I'm not talking about, I wish I could win the lottery. I'm talking about things that you could manifest in your own life, that you have the control over, that you have the ability to make a change in. If you could plant those seeds and make it actually manifest, what would that energy be? That is what you're going to be dealing with today. It is a magical day, but for some of you, this is a very scary energy today. For some of you, you could, needing to escape from the reality of all of this energy that's asking you to change your career life past destiny. If you are scared of change, and I gotta say, I am. I don't like changing. I like everything to stay the same. I don't even like to get to know new people, because then that means I have to get to know new people. But I think that if you're those people that don't have these issues, this could be a beautiful day. This could be an amazing Leo, gorgeous, passionate heart, romance, love, face day full of nothing but delish energy. If you really, really, really want it to be. It's your choice. Thank you so much for tuning in to Annette's Astrology Corner, and I will talk to you guys again tomorrow.